Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about an update on McLaren following a recent court case, as well as an update on Honda following a difficult pre-season test with Aston Martin. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and X at James's Pit Lane. I'll leave links in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with McLaren, and as we know, there's been a long-running legal dispute between IndyCar star Alex Palou and McLaren. Basically, McLaren sued Palou over breach of contract, and well, a ruling was issued in January. Basically, the race say that the UK's High Court awarded McLaren in excess of £12 million for the lost revenue incurred after Palou breached a contract to join McLaren's IndyCar team and to be an F1 test and reserve driver to remain with Chip Ganassi Racing in IndyCar instead. Now, the race also say that Ganassi indemnified Palou in those proceedings, so was liable for that award, while legal fees, which McLaren was successful in getting covered, would have taken that to over £20 million. Now, since that verdict, there have been discussions over how the sum should be paid, and well, it's now been revealed today that a final settlement has been reached. Details of that settlement has not been revealed, but statements have been issued, and this should bring the case to a close. Basically, McLaren Racing Chief Executive Zak Brown said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "I'm very pleased that we've reached a final settlement with Chip Ganassi Racing after a UK judge rules in our favour in January. I want to thank the team working directly on the case for so many months, and everyone who supported us throughout the process. Pleased we can now return to battling things out on the track." And Chip Ganassi also issued a statement which said, "I'm happy to confirm that we have reached a final settlement with McLaren Racing following a UK judge ruling in January. I cannot condone what happened, and I'm glad that the matter is now over. With the benefit of hindsight, I hope Alex has learned it's important to keep good people around him, which he now does, so the events of 2023 are never repeated. I want to thank Zak and McLaren Racing for now giving us the chance to leave this matter behind us and fully focus on the exciting IndyCar season ahead." And in his own statement, Palou said, "McLaren and Zak supported me in many ways. They fulfilled every obligation, went above and beyond, and delivered on everything they said in their contracts. I was never misled by McLaren, and I very much respect their organisation." But let's move on to Aston Martin, and as we know, they had a difficult pre-season test in 2026. I mean, for starters, they were late to the Barcelona shakedown, completing only 65 laps, and then they had a difficult 2 weeks during Bahrain testing. I mean, for starters, they only completed 2,115 kilometres, which was just over a third of the mileage covered by the likes of Mercedes, Haas and Ferrari, and just over half of that of the next team on the list, which is Cadillac. And to sum up how the second test in Bahrain went, basically on Wednesday, a power unit issue kept the AMR26 in the garage for 4 hours before Lance Stroll spun into the gravel due to what looked like a technical fault, and then a battery-related problem while Fernando Alonso was in the car on Thursday ended the team's running early in the afternoon session, and it failed to return to action but for 6 intermittent laps on Friday and ended up leaving Bahrain pre-season testing early. So yeah, this is not good for Aston Martin and Honda, and given Honda is only supplying Aston Martin in 2026, its power unit miles are well below that of rivals. And Motorsport.com say that speaking to the Japanese media, including Motorsport.com's Japanese sister edition, Honda provided more details on its woes, explaining that excessive vibrations coming from the V6 combustion engines kept wreaking havoc on the battery. Basically, Ikuro Takeshi, head of the HRC 4-wheel racing department, spoke about Fernando Alonso's difficult 5th day in Bahrain, with him saying, as quoted by Motorsport.com, "The abnormal vibrations observed during testing caused damage to the battery system, which was the primary reason for the stoppage. We stopped the car because we felt it shouldn't continue running in that state. It wasn't that an accident was imminent or anything like that, but we stopped the car because it was dangerous. The PU side is naturally investigating the causes and working on countermeasures, while simultaneously implementing measures on the chassis side. Specifically, we are currently using the Sakura battery on a bench with the monocoque mounted, actively running multiple countermeasures while conducting vibration countermeasures and analysis." Now, Takeshi went on to say that the findings meant it's too early to say if there's an actual issue with its battery design itself, but because he believes the cause of the crippling vibrations is not down to one single part, Honda is concerned that there's no guarantee of an easy fix, with him going on to say, the vibrations cause damage to the battery, so we cannot say whether the battery itself is the problem. You could think of it as the battery pack being shaken within the vehicle body. Essentially, the area where the battery pack is attached is vibrating. Had this been within expectations, I believe we would have made further adjustments. As it stands, I suspect we've encountered a rather challenging situation. For instance, if the cause were pinpointed to something like the transmission or the engine, it would be much easier to tackle. However, I suspect multiple components are interacting to generate the vibration. Given that, it's unclear whether fixing one part alone will resolve it, so we can't rule out the possibility of this dragging on. That said, purely in terms of determination, I'm absolutely intent on fixing it quickly. So based on this, it looks like Aston Martin and Honda could be compromised in the early stages of the 2026 season. I do hope they sort this soon. Do you think they will? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.